So this day and age, most of us are having our meetings with potential clients over Zoom. Long gone are the days of meeting in person. I used to love it, but no one wants to do it anymore. So let's talk about some tips that can make your Zoom meetings much better with your potential clients. We're gonna break this into two sections. First, your actual office setup, lighting, and the way to make it look. And then after that, some tips for your actual meeting. So to start out, you want a nice aesthetic office. Now, clearly you can't always accomplish this. However, you'd be surprised at how quickly you can make your office look great. So shout out to my wife for actually this look here. She helped me get all the color scheme down, but really it's just like some IKEA stuff, a nice paint color, and some lamps. It's really not that hard to put some things together. Actually, the pictures on the wall are only there because I had them from when I did wedding expos. So again, don't feel like you maybe don't have a nice room where you can have your meetings. There's some kind of way that you can design a room just enough to make it look great. After you work on making your space nicer, the second thing you can do is use natural lighting. Now, I know a lot of people, when I talk about Zoom meetings, they think that they don't have a way to use lighting or they need 50 different lights, but natural light usually is enough. Pick yourself a room that has some nice windows in it and then face yourself against those windows. So for me, this scene is mainly lit from natural light, which is coming from the windows right in front of me. I have three nice large windows that give off a lot of natural light, and then I have other lights in the room like the lamps and some other LED lights just to fill in if I need it. Speaking of LED lights and stuff, I do have a softbox that I use, and I am using it now, but honestly, it's only doing a little bit of extra fill on this side. I really don't need it because these three windows are giving off most of the light. So again, you can get by with just the natural light in your room. Just make sure you're angling the light right. Most of us are photographers. We should know how light works. So don't all of a sudden be looking at your room like, I have no idea what you're doing. Seeing light is what we do as photographers. So look at your room and set it up like you were setting up a shot for your wedding days. Third is to use a nicer camera. So the way to do this is, first off, we all have DSLRs and or mirrorless cameras at this point. All these cameras can do photo and video. So there's no reason for us to be sitting around being like, well, I don't have a nice video camera. I gotta buy a webcam. No, don't buy a webcam. Use the cameras you already own. So with something like the Elgato Camlink 4K, you can actually hook up the HDMI of your camera directly to your computer. And this way you're getting a live feed from your camera right into your computer, and it just looks so much nicer. And if you're anything like me, you already have a full setup with a whole bunch of different lenses, so you can get extra with your setup if you want to. Generally, for my setup, I'm using my Fujifilm X-T3. Yes, I did keep one of them, and it pretty much is a webcam now. And I put the 35 f2 on it. So for full framers, that's basically a 50mm lens. So I get this nice kind of long setup where I can hide things like my microphone and some other stuff in the room, and you're mainly seeing my face. This is actually the same setup I have for my live streams, if you're curious to how it looks. Also keep in mind, while you're using the Camlink 4K, you're setting up your camera like you normally would. So throw it in video, set up all your video settings, set your aperture, set your ISO, and that's the look you're going to get in camera. It's really awesome. I love this product. Out of anything you need to buy for yourself, for your home setup, the Camlink is going to go a long way, because if you're interested in doing any YouTube at all, and also for your Zoom meetings, you're going to use this thing all the time. Like, I'm on mine all the time. There's not a time that I'm not using the Camlink. I'll leave a link in the description below if y'all want to check it out, but really, like, out of all the Elgato products I've ever owned, this one gets the most use. And the last thing you want to set up is audio. Now, video is important, but honestly, out of it all, I would say audio goes a longer way than video. So you can get away with using like your iPhone or your laptop or something, but having a nice audio setup makes a huge difference. Now, the mic that I use, I absolutely love it. It's by Rode. It's called the NGT. I think it's Video Mic NGT, something like that. The thing I love most about this mic is that not only can you hook it up normally to your camera, but it works USB as well. So that's what I'm recording my audio on now. But whenever I'm doing my live streams or I'm in a Zoom meeting, I set it up by USB-C, hook it up to my computer that way, and I have the audio going. Now, the reason I love this so much is that when I'm on location or I'm recording YouTube videos, I can get the same quality out of my voiceovers when I'm on my computer. This is huge because I can kind of hide my mistakes by having the VO sound almost exactly the same as what it did on the actual camera. Again, because I can use it as a USB microphone and also a normal audio microphone. I can use it both on my camera and on my computer and just kind of mask the edits. It's also a shotgun mic, meaning that it can capture sound further away. And this is huge for hiding your camera in the scene, making you look even that much more professional. So like it's cool and all having that like podcast setup, as I call it, where the mic's like all up on you and stuff. But I really love getting on a Zoom meeting and just being here with you, and that's it. No distractions, just me. And people being like, wow, it looks good. Oh goodness, it sounds good. Cause like even right now, my mic is like right here. Y'all can't see it. Right outside of the scene. I pretty much just put it on a boom arm and have it chilling. And I do that in my Zoom meetings as well. And it goes a long way for aesthetics. And I know I'm being a little extra about this stuff, but really it makes a huge difference just presenting yourself better. It's the same thing I talk about with what to wear to weddings, which y'all can check out that video right up above. But really, present yourself the way you want to be, and you'll get more clients that way. Instead of just being like, well, I'll just have the Zoom meeting and it'll be whatever. Really, presentation is everything. Now that we have amazing video, audio, and a clean office setup, let's talk about some tips for the actual meeting itself. The first thing you should always do in any meeting is set the expectations with your couples. Now, clearly, you're already doing this on your website. You're doing this through all your messaging and also your editing being consistent. But now is the time to actually talk to them about these things and set those expectations. This meeting is not just for you to try and get the sell, it's for you to make sure that you're the right photographer for this couple. And again, I talk about this in my 1-star review video, which I'll link up above. But without setting expectations, you're going to run into red flags and issues with your couple. Setting expectations is as easy as telling them the type of things you do and do not do when they ask certain questions. Generally, I'll start my meeting out by asking them about their expectations for their wedding day. This is a great way to kind of hear what their hopes and dreams are, and you can kind of weed in between the lines to what it is exactly they want and anything that may be something that you don't provide as a photographer. Because again, we don't have to do absolutely everything our couples want us to do. We're a photographer who gives a specific service. Some photographers do super high-end luxury looking photos where the touch-ups are like super extra and it's like magazine perfect. Other photographers focus more on the documentary side, and that's okay. Whichever photographer you are, make sure you own it. And if your couple's like, bro, I want to look like the front of Vogue magazine at all times, perfect skin always, and you don't do that, let them know. Set those expectations. And if you lose the sale, that is okay. The next tip is to make your meetings less about the money and more about the experience. Again, money is clear and obvious, but this is why I like to put it on my website so I can get it out of the way. The worst thing is a transactional couple where basically you meet and you're like, hey guys, let's chat. I want to get to know you. And they're like, how much it costs? How much do I pay? When do I got to pay? And you're just like, okay. Like, clearly y'all don't care about the photography. You just want to know how much it costs. And then usually that ends up turning you into the help on the wedding day. So in my meetings, I don't talk about money at all. Sometimes it comes up at the very end, but for the most part, I'm really only talking about what the payment schedule looks like. They already have an idea of how much it's going to cost, so we don't really have to get into the weeds of all that stuff, aside from if they're adding or subtracting anything from their package. This is also why I work on one single package because it just makes it so much easier. Like, I don't want to sit there and be like, well, if you have 6 hours and maybe this much, and it's too much to deal with, you know? My package is a single package. It's what you get. We'll add or subtract from it depending on what you need for your wedding day. Also in the meeting, I figured this out by just listening to what they want, listening to how they've planned out their day so far, and I'm able to, at the end of the meeting, give them a proposal that has everything built in for them specifically, and we never had to talk about money. Experience goes a longer way than just being transactional. So again, don't focus on the sales so much. Don't be so concerned about making the money. Be concerned about getting great couples for a great experience. And the last thing is basically what I was just talking about, which is not focusing on the sale, but focusing on educating your couple. By educating them, there's a couple of things you're doing. First off, you're building true, authentic trust. You're not in there like, hey, I'm going to sell you on this thing. You're telling them this is generally what the wedding photography industry looks like. This is basically what most wedding photographers are going to do. Give them what it is that you're going to do rather than trying to sell them on your services alone. This way, if they're not the couple for you, they'll decide that on their own. However, if they really love everything about you, they'll be about it and book with you. When you focus on the sale, you can miss a lot of red flags. You can miss connecting with your couple. And again, it starts turning it into more of a transactional thing. And so when I talk about being educational, I mean like talk to them about what a typical wedding day looks like a timeline. Tell them how there's generally two different styles of timeline where you have your first look days or you have your traditional days. Talk about all those things because not only does it help them understand what they're going to be doing the day of, it also solidifies the fact that you know what you're doing. You're not a novice. Like I've been shooting for 10 years. So when I sit down with them and talk what a general timeline looks like, I'm not sitting there being like, well, normally on a wedding. No, I know exactly how it plays out, generally how long every section of the day takes. And then I break it down for them like, well, if you're going to do a first look day, these are the advantages. This is how it'll look. This is what we'll do if we do that. However, if you want to do more traditional where y'all don't see each other, this is what it's going to look like. Keep in mind, it's going to be a little bit stressful getting those family photos in. We'll need to plan out for that, da 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 da. And they're like, oh, John knows what he's doing. Like they can tell that you know and have control of the wedding day, which is one of the biggest things I learned the hard way. If you're not taking control of your wedding days, that's how they fall apart and you deal with so many issues. So again, educating your couple and letting them see that you have the experience by how you talk about the day goes a long way rather than just trying to sell it. Because again, when you're just trying to sell your services, what ends up happening is that you sell too hard and you might book couples who aren't for you. And you don't want to do that. With a nice clean Zoom setup and these tips for your meetings, you should have no problem booking the majority of the couples that you meet with. Honestly, this is how I've been conducting my meetings for years now, and the Zoom setup alone gets most people being like, wow, your stuff looks so good. So it really goes a long way. If you have any other tips for your Zoom meetings, let me know in the comments below. I always love hearing what other photographers have to say, and it's great for us just to help each other rather than competing thinking someone's going to steal all of your market. So make sure to follow these tips for your wedding photography business and let me know if they actually help and you start booking more weddings. Also, make sure to check out this playlist here for some more about wedding photography, and I'll catch y'all next time.